Okay, so look guys, we're out here working on our rollback tow truck, and you know, in a lot of situations somebody would be really screwed. What happens here when you pull a car up, the inside of this is so wore out right here that you could see that it's slipping off and the car rolls off the trailer and could kill somebody, right? This winch has been on here forever, right? So as you can see right here, all these little pads are wore down. Well, what happens is this little piece right here, this cog, it goes on there and it's supposed to catch it. But what happens is it slips like this and it slips off that. See how it's wore down? So this right here slips off and falls into neutral and then the car rolls off the trailer. So what I'm saying is most people would have to buy a new winch to make this work, but I'm gonna build this up right here with some weld today, try to clean it off and put it back together and see if we can get this thing to work right. To this little project is we want to get it clean and see exactly what we're welding. Low maintenance on something like this is what causes this problem. There's a reason why they make grease. And you know, this thing just started getting worn out over time and it's causing a serious problem. Now Cash, my son, used this truck the other day and he had his truck all the way up on there and it came off. If somebody was behind it, it would have ran him over because it just goes into freewheel and then you got major problems. So, you know, this is part of fixing things. And if you're a mechanic, you're gonna run into these. Not so much a fabricator as much, but if you're a mechanic, this is the perfect reason why you need to know how to weld if you're a mechanic, because it goes hand in hand. This wouldn't be typically a fabrication job. This would be a mechanical job because somebody would come in and say, hey, I need a mechanic to fix the winch on my truck, right? It's a perfect scenario. Well, the mechanic tears it apart and looks at it and goes, you're just gonna have to get a new winch. So the winch is gonna cost the guy, you know, $2,500 for a good winch, $1,500, whatever. Well, if you knew how to weld, you could come in and build this back up and clean it all up and put it back, you know, and just fix it. I mean, that's really what mechanics are supposed to do. And it's funny, a lot of the old guys, a lot of the old mechanics, they all knew how to weld, most of them. I mean, I don't even know an old mechanic that didn't know how to weld, really. But today, they teach you one job when you go into tech school, and that's to work on a Peterbilt cat motor, and that's it, really. They don't run you through the process of being a welder. And really, in this day and age, everything is just parts exchange. It's not really working and it's not really fixing things like they used to. It's more of a parts exchange. So, like, you know, this is an older winch. I don't even know where I'd find one. So I'm just gonna make it work. Now, the old timers, they would fix something like this. The new guys would just be like, put a new winch on it because of safety issues and because of, you know, a lot of different reasons, I'm sure. But this is my tow truck, so I'm gonna fix it this way. And I'm just saying, like, this is a fix that we're gonna do. So let me get started on it and fix this thing up. It's not a big deal. We're just gonna make some passes on here, build this up a little bit so this works. So what's happening right here is this needs something to lean on. Okay, when this is locked in, this is what drives the winch. Well, what's happening is because this has been rolled over so many times, it gets pressure on it, it pops it. So it gets up there, it'll pull it up for a ways, and then it poof, and then your car falls off the trailer or off the back of the bed. So we're gonna build that up. So when this goes in, it locks in, okay? Okay, we got a little ground, I can feel it. Let's do some. Okay, so it's pretty simple. We just went in here and built this up. I just wanted to build this up a little bit right here. And it's a little over, but I want to go over because then I can take out what I want when I go to clean it up, okay? And you can see that this is it now. That's what it looked like before. I'm gonna build that one up like this, and then we're gonna grind it up and then make it all look new again. Okay, so what we've done here now is we've created a barrier point for this thing to lock up. Before, you'd put this on there and it would slip off, right? Now it's locked, okay? This is locked in. Usually you can release this thing. It's got springs in it that release it so it'll unfold. But now it's locked in. As you can see, these are all stepped with a good square edge where it's gonna lock in and bite now. This thing should work good. Now look, what I'm trying to tell you is I spent probably an hour on this thing and saved myself a lot of money. I used up maybe $3 or $4 in consumables, maybe, to fix this little project. Now, if I was gonna fix this for somebody, I'd charge them probably $200 to $300 to fix it because it's time consuming. You gotta bring it in your shop, you work on it. My minimum on this usually would be something like that to make money. But if this is a $600 or $800 piece, that guy saved money. You know what I mean? So it didn't take me very long. I would have made good money on it. And if it's my own thing, I saved money. So that's what's so cool about being able to weld, fabricate, make some things. And like I said, if you're a mechanic, you would have took this apart. But then what? You would have had to find a welder to fix it. But if you can weld and mechanic, you just doubled your profit. So anyway, let's go put it back together and make it work. You know, this shaft right here needed to be greased. We got some grease on it, but I think I'm gonna put a little more on the bearings. These are brass bearings in it, so I wanna make sure that they're greased up good. Maintenance is key. This thing hasn't been maintained very well is a problem. And you know, these old records, they get used, these rollbacks, they get used really hard. And you're pulling up, say, a 7,000 pound truck with that thing. It breaks and releases, then we got problems, you know what I mean?